So, good afternoon. Today's Meet the Member video is with Katie Bagnall. Katie is a solutions-focused hypnotherapist. Hi, Katie.
Hi.
Now, my first question to you is, what is the difference between a hypnotherapist and a solutions-focused hypnotherapist?
Okay, so solution-focused hypnotherapy is one of the most modern and up-to-date and current forms of hypnotherapy. And we base everything that we do on neuroscience. So it's all based on an understanding of how the brain works and what happens in our brains. And it's all based on the here and now and ways that we can help clients to move forward in life. So there's no need to sit addressing anything that's happened previously or in the past. So very much here and now, what we can control and how can we help you to move forward.
Okay. So you've just really started this business, you know, at the beginning of lockdown. Oh, what a nightmare for you. And presumably you're currently doing things via Zoom rather than face-to-face, are you?
Yeah, so I've been working online for throughout lockdown, since March, and it's worked really well. Yeah, so the session structure is exactly the same as it would be as if you were here in the therapy room, and the only difference is that you get to relax on your bed or your sofa or whatever, compared to as if you were here and you don't have to travel. I'm slowly starting to go back to face-to-face now if people can't access online for any reason. Online is still preferred at this stage, but we're
so that in-between stage, isn't it? Yeah, people aren't quite sure whether they should be going out or not, so I think people will start to relax and over the next month or so.
But online's worked really well, and I'm going to continue to offer it, and it's enabled me to open up the business to people from different locations as well, so they can see
it doesn't matter where they are, does it? So you were originally a teacher, and then what made you decide to change your career and go into hypnotherapy?
So I was a primary school teacher for around 9-10 years, straight out of university, quite young, didn't really know what I wanted to do, I don't think, and just went into it. Taught at a few different schools. I always kind of knew that I wanted to do something different for the past few years, and then I ended up having exactly this form of hypnotherapy myself a few years ago. So I just went through just a bit of a low time in life, like lacked a bit of direction, wasn't sure what I wanted to do, a bit fed up, and I literally just stumbled across an advert on Facebook. I knew I didn't want counselling at that stage, but I knew I kind of wanted a bit of help. Stumbled across that ad, had 6 sessions with a lovely lady in St Neots, and it completely changed everything for me, changed my way of thinking, made me a lot more positive and a lot more confident. And then ever since that I was really interested in it, loved what it had done for me. And then the time came where I thought, okay, I'm in a good position now to change careers, and looked into doing it, started the course, and here we are.
That's amazing. And I think the fact that you've gone through it yourself is an important thing, you know, so you can see it from both sides, can't you?
And I think clients can really appreciate that. Like, I know what it's like when I ask that question that they never know how to answer, and all those things. So I've been in their position, I think is, as you say, really helpful.
So obviously there is a bit of a stigma around hypnotherapists and what that means. You know, many people will kind of think of people up on stage, you know, being hypnotized by somebody with a watch, and then they're going to run around and do silly things pretending to be chickens and that type of thing. What would you say to those people? Because clearly it's nothing like that.
You're right, it's definitely nothing like that. I would say just look into it a bit more and come and actually see what it's all about. So the hypnotherapy side of things, so my solution focused hypnotherapy combines the talking psychotherapy at the beginning with relaxation techniques. The relaxation is known as trance, which is, I think, when people hear that word, as you say, they're like, oh God, what's going to happen to me? but all it is, it's just a state of mind that people go into many times a day. So if you imagine, like, when you're out driving and you can't remember how you got somewhere, or if you've read a book and you can't you can't remember what you read,
yeah.
like flicking through your phone and you just switch off. It is just that state of mind where you're really relaxed, and then you have access to your subconscious. So when people come to me, we do the talking part at the beginning, then we do that relaxation part at the end, and they just get to chill out and listen to me, basically. So yeah, completely different. They're not told to do anything or made to act in any way. And what I always say to people too is it's a collaborative process. So you don't come to hypnotherapy to be hypnotized, which will then enable you to lose 5 stone or whatever. You have to be ready to recognize that you need to make changes, and you have to go and do the work alongside it as well. So it's not just me doing something to you.
No, I mean, it's definitely a mindset thing, isn't it? And you do have to be in the right place to be susceptible and to be open to changing yourself. I mean, what sorts of things can hypnotherapy help with? I know there's a whole heap of things on your website, but can you just give us an idea of some of the things that it can help you with?
Yeah, so anxiety and stress, depression, if you are lacking confidence in something, weight management, getting a clearer focus with anything. If you're lacking focus and you want to be able to get the motivation to exercise again, or get the motivation to be able to eat healthily, OCD and panic attacks, anything that is related to stress and anxiety. So for example, IBS, migraines. And then you have the slightly different side, which is where if you wanted to quit smoking, you would come, and that's a slightly different format because it only usually requires 1 session. And then phobias as well, which again is slightly different. So generally most of the issues that people tend to come about are all because of a build-up of stress and anxiety. So the more we work through that stress bucket that's built up, and reduce that, then the more they're able to access other things in their life confidently and happily.
I'm guessing that some people, I mean, you talked about breaking a habit, for example, so stopping smoking, which I'm surprised you would only need 1 session for, because that's a lifetime habit for some people. But fear of flying, or fear of moths or spiders, or anything like that, is I suppose something that people can relate to. But things like just different things in your life that are giving you stress, probably people just sweep those things under the carpet, and don't really think of them, whereas fear of spiders is a thing that you can see as such, not see, but so the other aspect, like stress of maybe being divorced or losing your job, I suppose a lot of that at the moment in terms of anxieties.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a build-up as well of your daily life. If you're in a very stressful job and you don't have that time to yourself to relax, and that's all built up over a period of time, and then this process enables you to make small achievable changes to your lifestyle, which then enable you to cope better long term.
So in terms of sessions, then can you book in to have a one-off session, or can you book in to have blocks depending on what your issues are?
Yeah, so how it works is, first of all, I would see a client for a consultation, which I always offer for free. It's roughly about 45 minutes, and have a chat with them to find out how I could help and what they could achieve, what they wanted to achieve. And then it's, apart from smoking, it's generally between 6 to 12 sessions that's needed. And that's entirely based on the individual and their needs, and that's what I'd assess at the consultation. You can either just do it session by session, and then people often see how they go along week by week, and then gradually reduce that down to fortnightly, or sometimes even once a month. Or some people tend to just buy a big block to start with, and then assess how things are after they've done that block. but generally average, yeah, is between 6 and 12 sessions.
Okay. And in terms of where you're based then, so you, as you said, you know, you are starting to do some face-to-face, but you can do stuff online. So then presumably you can do during the day, you can do early evenings, and I don't know whether you work weekends or not, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm quite flexible actually at the moment. So obviously daytimes, a couple of evenings a week, and then Saturday mornings I offer as well. If you're doing it online, I can be a bit even more flexible with that really as well.
And what about, you know, in terms of ages that you can deal with? Can you work with children, for example, of, I don't know, teenagers upwards or something?
Yeah, so I can work with children, all ages. Usually say about 7 upwards is best, from about 7. Obviously I've got experience with children, being previously being a teacher, and I've got my DBS, etc. So yeah, children are quite receptive to it and tend to respond really, really well.
Yeah, I'm guessing things like, you know, maybe eating habits or bedwetting and, you know, stuff like that is all very much about the mindset still, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And there's obviously exam stress with teenagers. There's a lot of that comes into it. And I think, you know, growing social media, young adults, teenagers, there's a lot of lack of confidence and overthinking and body image that comes into it with that as well. Yeah.
It's really interesting. So where can people get hold of you, Katie?
So you can find me on Facebook, which is Songbird Hypnotherapy, and I'm on Instagram as well. And then my website has a lot more detailed information of exactly what I can help with and a little bit more about me, and that's songbirdhypnotherapy.co.uk.
Yeah. I forgot to mention the name of the company at the beginning. That's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? So Katie Bagnall, Songbird Hypnotherapy, based in Bedfordshire, but you know, at the moment doesn't really matter where you are. So thanks ever so much, Katie, for your time today. Lovely to talk to you.
Oh, thank you, and you. Thank you.